Hi there. Welcome to this presentation. I am Dash to Show, and I am so excited to talk to you about the Summer Discovery Program at the Hoboken Public Library. So, just to give a little overview of what we'll be talking about today, first we'll be discussing our marketing audit and research, then a little bit about our marketing segmentation, our goals, our strategies, and lastly, a little conclusion. So let's get into it. Welcome to the Hoboken Public Library Marketing Plan. The Hoboken Public Library was established on October 5th, 1889. Since then, there have been quite a few changes to our community and our society, which has left Hoboken Public Library in need of some improvements. After all, who doesn't need some improvements? So we thought that we would update our summer reading program so we could reach more people, and especially with a digital focus for a digital world. So hopefully this marketing plan will demonstrate the value of the library, how we can bring in new audiences, and how we can bring this library into the future. So let's start off with some marketing, audit, and research. So Hoboken has a population of 55,067 people with an average income of about $189,000. It is the 16th largest city in New Jersey. So obviously not quite a big city, but pretty well off, pretty rich. And so that will definitely be informing how we approach this campaign. As far as our environmental scan goes, it is Hoboken is not that diverse at 77% white, but we do have a 12% Asian population and many mixed race people, and 3% of the population is Black or African American, take your pick. And to kind of showcase this diversity, Hoboken Public Library is known for its programs that help with diversity and inclusion, such as our AAPI Month programs, our other Heritage Month programs, and our Autism Acceptance Month programs, and our Pride programs, of course, my personal favorite. Of course, economically, COVID-19 has hit us all really hard. I mean, who hasn't been affected by COVID-19? And the budget of Hoboken Public Library has certainly been affected by COVID-19. It hasn't even quite recovered yet, but we're hoping that this revamped summer reading to summer discovery program will bring in some new users, generate some new revenue, or at least some new concepts of value that we can present at next budget meeting. And to do so, we're going to be focusing on the technological in order to reform our ideas of what literacy is. Because literacy is so much more than reading nowadays. It's about digital literacy, information literacy. How do you find information? How do you use it? How do you know that it's true? And how do you make all that fun with some gamification? So for our SWOT analysis of our library, we have our internal strengths, such as our reasonable hours, our excellent staff, our existing social media accounts, and our reasonably popular services and programs, such as our museum passes. As far as internal weaknesses go, our website definitely could use an update. It's a little boring. It tends to malfunction quite a bit. We have irregular social media posting, and these last few years, we haven't really been promoting the summer reading program. But this leads to our external opportunities, such as our partnerships with other libraries, organizations, or influencers, an increased amount of virtual events or programs, and a revamping of the summer discovery program, of course. And as far as external threats, of course, what library is not facing budget cuts and limited time and resources, but hopefully we'll be able to get it done anyway. So next up, we have our market segmentation. So our target segments are going to be the parents of young children, also known as Instagram moms. They are in search of cheap aesthetic entertainment that is postable, likable, shareable, and all of the above. Low-income young adults in their in their early 20s to early 30s will be, to use a term, the Twitter shit posters. And to kind of attract them, we'll especially be highlighting free services and giveaways. And of course, our digital native teens, the hardest demographic to reach. But I think we found an in with TikTok life hacks, ways to use library resources to hack their classwork and future careers. And of course, all of this content will be oriented towards our Asian and white communities for the most part, because those are the largest populations in Hoboken. So, what are our marketing goals? I'd love to share them with you. It all stems from our library's mission. Hoboken Public Library connects people with each other, ideas, and opportunities to support lifelong learning, personal growth, and community development. So, before I start discussing summer discovery, I'd like to share a quote from Nancy Gibbs. What is it about summer that makes children grow? We feed and water them more, they do get more sun, but that probably doesn't matter as much as the book they read or the rule they broke that taught them something they couldn't have learned any other way. And I know that's what summer was for me when I was a kid. It was about taking a book up into the hills and reading while I looked over the valley. It was about trying to identify the plants and bugs that I saw around me using library resources. It's about exploration in all its many facets. So, for our SMART goal, we want to increase participation in this program by 30% by switching to more of a digital exploration focus. And how are we going to do this? We're going to revamp the pedagogy, update the website, and throw in some new marketing strategies. So our objectives are, as I said, to revamp by pivoting from reading to a digital focus, to rebrand from summer reading to summer discovery, to refresh our marketing strategies to fit these new goals, and to realign our partnerships with organizations and influencers. As far as the timeline goes, there is a more in-depth timeline in your handout. However, just an overview, we have 10 months to update the pedagogy, the website, create new partnerships, and get our marketing campaign off the ground. To do this, we'll be dividing our staff into a pedagogy team, a tech team, an outreach team, and a marketing team, all of which will have weekly check-ins, conjoined spreadsheets to make sure everyone is on top of the latest progress, and of course, just checking in with each other and making sure all our goals are being accomplished in a timely manner. You may be thinking, how are we going to fund this? Where are we going to get the budget? Well, in addition to our usual municipal and state funding, we'll also be seeking out new grants and donations in our financial team. And our expenditures are actually lower than you might think. With our local partnerships to help cover some of the costs of hosting events, etc., our biggest expenditure will be our website redesign, and our budget for physical promotional materials is going to be about the same as last year, honestly. And our advertising campaigns are mostly going to be carried by manpower, so that means time away from time the staff sets apart for that. So what are our marketing strategies? Ooh, let's surf into this. So I know the 4 Ps are very outdated. They're not really useful anymore, but they do provide a very simple way of looking at an overview of something. So price, obviously, we're a nonprofit. We're funded by our existing library budget and hopefully new grants and book sales. Our product is going to be this new pedagogy for summer discovery, with an outdoors and digital exploration focus. The places this will take place are the Hoboken Public Library, schools and other partner organization events, the library's website, and hopefully getting kids out into the city and nature to really explore the world around them. To promote this, we'll be using social media, influencers, the library's website, and outreach programs. So our public relation pillars that'll carry us to this goal are number 1, influencer marketing, which is very hot right now, and basically influencer marketing speeds up the process of developing trust by piggybacking or building off of the trust an influencer already has with their audience. So as long as you choose an influencer with a similar target audience to yours, you can just slip your product in there and the influencer's trust will be your trust. We'll also be using participatory marketing with content co-creation with our audience, such as the contest of who can save the most money, or the block party, or just promoting our users' content and using that as ours. We'll also be using relationship marketing, but not that outdated relationship marketing that's all about customer service. No, 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 no. This is digital relationship marketing, which is about partnerships with organizations. And we'll also be gathering youth volunteers to help make sure that our target audiences are met. Our target audiences are meeting with our voice, so to speak. Basically, that our voice matches our target audience. And last but not least, brand marketing, anthropomorphic brand image and identity. But I have a whole other slide to talk a little bit more about it. So we'll be using a yellow and blue aesthetic to kind of capture that summer vibe. Our voice is going to be a young adult's voice that's helpful with an absurdist streak, less polished for TikTok and Twitter, more focused on shareable content of its own merits. And Instagram is where we're going to be doing more polished graphic design sort of things. And this right here, we have a lovely graphic made for our Instagram page. So how are we going to be promoting this? Well, number one, I already talked about our interactive and co-creative social media campaigns, our updated website integrated with the new programs additions, our partnerships with influencers and organizations, our prizes for participation, and our summer discovery block party. And here we have some lovely prizes, mock-ups that one of our team members did. Just a great job. But central to all of this, the most important part is our social media content. And we need to make sure to match the audience to the platform, to the content. So to do this, we're definitely going to need staff buy-in, and that means internal marketing. That includes all staff meetings every week with open communication and feedback, briefing each other on programs and events and how things are going, training and professional development in hard and soft skills, networking and developing a marketing mindset so the staff feels they have the tools to accomplish this, not just leaving them out there in the dark, so to speak. And last but not least, employee recognition, including staff highlights in the newspaper, competitive benefits, and an emphasis on work-life balance. Because if you don't have a work-life balance, then what's the point, you know? Contingencies or things we might come up against are budget cuts and staff turnover. But for budget cuts, we're planning on collaborating with local organizations and of course our lovely, lovely financial grant team, and of course staff turnover. And for this, we'll be utilizing competitive compensation, a succession plan, and feedback via surveys. So in conclusion, we want to revamp, revitalize, and modernize. That means we want to revamp our program, revitalize our user group, modernize for relevancy. Because the Hoboken Public Library wants to grow with our community. We want to inspire a new generation of explorers for our new frontiers, be they digital or your own backyard. And last but not least, we have our reflections. This whole experience definitely taught us all a lot. It taught us about the spirit of innovation, pushing summer reading to be more for a world that needs more, turning ideas into actions, because marketing is about actualizing your goals and creating that change that you want to see. It's about breaking down barriers, because if the change isn't in the right direction for the right people to help the oppressed, help minorities, to help the underprivileged, then what's the point? And last but not least, increased usage, because the more the community uses our library, the wider our impact will be. So it's time to get out there and start making some memories. Thank you so much for joining me. I definitely had a great time. I hope you did too. And here are our references as well. So have a great day, and I'll see you next time.